So Adrian, one of the things that you bring out in the book, which I think is important almost as a reminder for people, is that we're sort of all driven to make things cheaper and make things more efficient. And one of the things you say in the book is people will pay more for better service.
Yep.
I'd just like you to expand on that, because I think it's something that people should remember.
Yeah, well, yes. So I think what I find fascinating is there is, like you say, there is this huge pressure to make things cheaper, and so it arrives faster and so on and so forth. But yet, there's a whole bunch of research and there was a bit of research, I can't remember who was done, it might have been Oracle that did it, that said about 85% of people will pay for better service, and they will pay maybe 5, 10, 15% more for a better service. And so the research is there and the evidence is there to support that. But if you ask somebody intuitively, would you like to take rock bottom prices and with no service, i.e. you just get treated like cattle through a process? Or would you like to pay a little bit extra and not get treated like so much like a cattle, but get sort of shown around and aided and helped and things, so on and so forth? And people will pay for take the better service option. What's also fascinating is that in a more recent example, over the last couple of years, Ryanair, who's been vaunted for being this price leader in all their sort of markets that they're in, £9 flights and so on and so forth. Michael O'Leary talking about, we'll make people kind of pay for going to the toilets and things. Well, they learned a hard lesson that they can only push people so far, and then they can start to push back. And then they've now embarked on this journey around, they still want to be price leaders, but they want to stop ticking people off. That's not Michael O'Leary's language, but you know what I mean. And actually that process of just making the whole experience a bit smoother, a bit more pleasurable, a bit more helpful, is actually just added rocket fuel to their sales. Yes, they're out there, but they're also been able to add additional extras onto that as well. And I think it's important to understand is that cheaper isn't necessarily always better. Cheaper isn't necessarily always going to win. Actually, you've got to figure out what your market is and what your market wants, and realize that actually people like a bit better service and are willing to pay for it.
And so do you think there are people watching this that actually, if they think about having a premium service or adding a premium aspect to whatever they do where it's appropriate,
sure,
actually it's a great way of getting a greater share of wallet from customers, and at the same time it's kind of win-win, leaving your customers actually more satisfied.
Exactly, and I think that one of the things I would also say is to say, you know what, try and actually get your customers involved. They'll tell you what they want. They'll tell you what they're willing to pay for. Don't do any, eliminate the guesswork and figure out who your target customers are. Figure out if you've got some existing customers that could potentially be premium customers, and go and ask them and say, if we can make this better, how could we make this better? What would we need to deliver, and what would you be willing to pay for it? So you don't actually have to sit in your office and dream up all these great ideas. Go out and talk to people. Go out and talk to your existing customers. They'll tell you exactly kind of what you need to know in order to deliver that better service or that premium offer that can increase engagement and loyalty and retention and longevity. The answers are there. You just need to go and look for them.